You ever notice how sometimes in life things just seem to work out? I've had a few instances like that this week where things just seem to fall into place. Now, I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason and all that stuff, but it was interesting, just a couple examples of this. The other day we got back from a walk and I was looking at my driveway and I noticed that it was maybe in need of being resealed. Well, this afternoon, this guy stops by offering to reseal the driveway. Whew. That ash is a little heavier than the pine. So, got the driveway sealed today. And then yesterday, interesting enough, we did a podcast this week that came out yesterday on the woodhounds.com podcast. If you haven't checked out the podcast, check it out. But we did a podcast about how we talked about how we've never met someone in Firewood that we didn't like. So, what do you think happens today? Something happens where I think I might have found someone in Firewood I don't like. And I've never done this kind of video on my channel. I've never done like a rant video. And I know that a lot of people will say, you know, don't give the haters the time of day. You know, don't feed the trolls. But sometimes I think if you just overlook a problem and you ignore it, it's never going to go away. So sometimes I think holding the trolls and the haters accountable is what needs to be done. And sometimes standing up and calling out BS when you see it is the right thing to do. So, welcome to my first rant video on Back 40 Firewood. So, a little backstory. Apparently, this person, and I'm not gonna name names, and you'll understand why in a moment. Apparently, a while back, this person emailed me asking for advice on starting a YouTube channel, and he wanted me to give him a shout out, which, you know, is something I've gotten requests for before. The interesting thing is that this person also emailed a few other Firewood channels. Oh, that one didn't come out. And at the time, the only one that I was aware of was Joe, Ohio Woodburner. But apparently this person reached out to Brad, Fire at the Furnace, Chris in the Woodyard, me, Joe, and apparently somebody else. I'm not exactly sure. But this person wanted a shout out. They wanted, you know, me to help them with their YouTube channel. And I've thought about helping, putting out videos on, you know, things you need to do to successfully run a channel, to help grow, to engage your audience, little tips and tricks. I mean, I've been doing this for 4 years. I probably spent 5 years worth of research, constantly learning, constantly changing. Everything is always an evolving game with YouTube. And the other thing is, YouTube is like life. Nothing is guaranteed. Just because you start a Firewood channel doesn't mean you're going to be successful. Doesn't mean you're going to take off and gain subscribers and get a ton of views and all of that stuff. It's like if I wanted to be quarterback for the New York Jets and I went out every day and threw a football, that doesn't mean that I'm automatically going to become a quarterback in the NFL, let alone for the Jets. It's not how it works. So this person, apparently today was the deadline for meeting his requests for a shout out, which he didn't get from me nor anyone else. And he started posting comments on all of our channels about all kinds of nonsense. I put it on my community tab if you want to go take a look. It's just amazing to me that this is the type of people there are in the world. Let's say I would have given this person a shout out, and this is their true colors. Now their true colors come out and shine. Like, it's just amazing to me. I've had, multiple situations like this before. I mean, I've had people have gotten mad at me for the fact that I consume adult beverages on Friday nights. People have gotten mad about the attire, the clothing that my wife wears. People have blamed me for their failures of their YouTube channels. That I somehow was ruining YouTube for them. So let me tell you something. If blaming others for your failures is how you operate, you will never be successful in anything, no matter what you do. And I just find it so funny. It's just, to me, it's hilarious. I mean, I've always, being in pro wrestling really taught me a lot about life, surprisingly enough. And the one thing it taught me, in a saying that we always had in the locker room, was pro wrestling is real, people are fake. And that couldn't be more true in social media and YouTube. You have no idea. So again, like I said, I'm just ranting on here, moving some rounds over here. Just, things that, like I said, I was going to do a video today on how it's 78 degrees out and I still have the boiler running, but this came up instead. So I figured, what the heck? I am going to do the first rant video. Just set up the camera and let's discuss the nonsense. And here's the other thing. Something I learned a long time ago. Not everything needs a reaction, but sometimes a reaction is needed. And again, back to the whole cyberbullying, online keyboard warriors, a lot of people, and generally the sound advice is ignore it, move on, it doesn't need a reaction. But other times I think you just need to do it. And so, like I said, the first ever Back 40 rant on the channel. Good times. So other than that, it's been a pretty good day. But yeah, I don't know what's going to come out of all this nonsense. Somebody, just making noise. And again, I've been through it before. I get constantly bombarded with comments I've had constantly monitoring posts, monitoring comments. I have people that steal my videos, steal my pictures, put them up on spam accounts. Like, you know, there's a lot that's involved with dealing with stuff like this, probably more than people think. But again, here's another point back to people like this. If you can't handle not getting a shout out and you're sensitive and, you know, I guess hurt, maybe social media is not for you. Maybe having a YouTube channel isn't something you should pursue. You're not cut out for this, I'm sorry to say, because I am not responsible for your feelings, and I am not responsible for how you think you should be succeeding and that I should be helping you do it. I'm sorry, it's the way it is. And that's the way it is in anything in life. Again, if you're going to blame others for your failures, good luck. Ugh. So you may or may not be into rant videos. You may have clicked off this 1 minute in. Well, wait a minute. If you clicked off this, you won't be hearing this. So never mind that. Anyway, if you're not, if you found this video to be a complete waste of your time, well, as I said, it's just something that was on my mind. It just seemed to, I've always, you know, I've never thought about doing rants, but it kind of fit into place with everything that kind of was aligning. You know, we did the podcast about how generally people in Firewood are good people. But then all of a sudden, the next day, or no, the day of that podcast being released, along comes drama. Drama in the Woodyard. I don't know. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night on Friday Night Live, where maybe we'll discuss this more over some adult beverages, if we can all agree to be adults. So thanks for watching. Like I said, maybe we'll see you tomorrow night on Friday Night Live. Stay safe, have fun, and be cool. Whoo! Whoop! Whoosh!